Welcome to my first video in the series, Did You Know? Today I will be looking and sharing some of the trivia behind the upcoming movie The Suicide Squad, directed by James Gunn. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon to stay up to date with all of my content. Let's begin. Sylvester Stallone's casting in the film was meant to be a surprise. The actor revealed on his social media that he was excited to be working with director James Gunn on The Suicide Squad, having previously worked with him on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Stallone's post from social media was removed shortly afterwards. James Gunn would later confirm the actor's involvement with the film, but it wasn't until the first trailer that it was confirmed who Stallone would be playing. Stallone voices the character King Shark in the movie.
And?
Yes, that is your hand. Very good.
The movie The Suicide Squad only went ahead with James Gunn after his firing from Marvel. Old tweets from the director surfaced online, and Disney, owner of Marvel, said he would no longer direct the movie Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. After this, Warner Brothers approached the director to adapt a DC property for them. Initially, it was reported that DC and Warner Brothers wanted Gunn to direct a sequel to Man of Steel, but when offered any project of his choosing, the director wanted to make a Suicide Squad movie. This was greenlit by the studio, and at the same time, Marvel and Disney reconciled with the director, and he was set to return to his directing duties for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. There were several different versions of the Suicide Squad being worked on by the studio until James Gunn came on board and wrote an original script, which he says is neither a sequel nor a reboot to the David Ayer movie, which came out in 2016. Gunn states the film is what it is. Back in 2017, Mel Gibson was said to be the frontrunner to take on directing duties. This movie would have been a more direct sequel to the 2016 movie. Other directors attached to the project included Ruben Fleischer, best known for Zombieland, as well as Daniel Espinosa, director of Safe House and the upcoming Sony Marvel movie Morbius. Gavin O'Connor was hired by Warner Brothers to direct the sequel, but ended up dropping out due to Will Smith's busy schedule, which pushed back production. Will Smith eventually didn't reprise his role in the James Gunn version of the movie. Different versions of the Suicide Squad had Dwayne Johnson's debut as the villain Black Adam, as well as Joe Manganiello's reprising his role as Deathstroke from Justice League. These characters were scrapped from James Gunn's version, as his script was completely original. Initially, James Gunn had wanted Will Smith's Deadshot to return from the first movie. However, due to scheduling conflicts, the actor was forced to drop out of the project. It was then reported that Idris Elba had been cast as Deadshot to replace Will Smith. This was initially the case, but Gunn rewrote the Deadshot role as the character Bloodsport so Elba could work on his own character rather than taking over a role. And this also gave Will Smith the opportunity to reprise the Deadshot role in future movies if he so chooses. When James Gunn was fired by Marvel, actor Dave Bautista was someone who strongly defended the director James Gunn. When the Suicide Squad was offered to Gunn, he wanted Bautista to play a role in the movie. Whilst it has not been confirmed who he would play, some speculate that he would have played the Batman villain Bane, or was potentially the first choice to play Peacemaker, who would go on to be played by John Cena in the movie. Bautista dropped out of the Suicide Squad to star in Army of the Dead, which is being directed by Zack Snyder. On his role in Army of the Dead, the actor stated the following: "I said I wasn't interested. I had this chip on my shoulder that I was looking for juicy, dramatic roles. Then I read the script and it was a lot deeper and had more layers than I thought. And also, to be quite frank, I wanted to work with Zack." Notably, Zack Snyder is also listed as an executive producer for the Suicide Squad. Bautista is however set to reprise his role as Drax the Destroyer in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, with James Gunn directing. When looking for characters to fill the roster of the Suicide Squad, writer and director James Gunn had specifically chosen obscure and unknown villains as he felt this was more faithful to the Suicide Squad lineup in the comics. James Gunn stated, "I wanted to stick with the John Ostrander's original version of mostly second-rate antagonists. There's an innate tragic element to supervillains who aren't even that good at being bad." Gunn had clearly taken a lot of inspiration from John Ostrander's run of the Suicide Squad, and the film also features a cameo from the writer. John Ostrander can be seen in the film's trailer injecting the bomb into Savant's neck. During production of the Suicide Squad, director James Gunn was so impressed with John Cena's performance as Peacemaker, in his spare time he wrote a limited prequel series based on the character. With HBO Max looking for more content, they greenlit the series with John Cena reprising his role and James Gunn writing and directing episodes of the series. With the announcement of the series, many thought that this meant Peacemaker survives the events of Suicide Squad. Gunn came out to say that this series is a prequel and therefore doesn't guarantee the safety of Peacemaker in the movie. The series went into production late last year and is set for release on HBO Max in 2022. That's it for Did You Know the Suicide Squad? If you enjoyed this content, please give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and make sure to click the bell icon to receive notifications for all of my videos. Thanks for tuning in.